Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. We have a pretty monumental moment coming up in the cryptocurrency asset class, namely for Bitcoin. Very soon, the 200-week moving average will be crossing $10,000. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Now you might say, well Ben, why does this matter? Well, for any crypto veteran, we know that the 200-week moving average historically is our support in a bull market. It was our support over here, and not only was it just our support once, but we essentially rode the 200-week moving average from January until October. So it was essentially lasted a whole year with bounces off of it over 273 days or 39 weeks. So the reason the 200-week moving average is important is because, as we've identified in the past and as we extensively discussed in the bear market, especially over here in the accumulation phase when we went back to it. By the way, when we did go back to it, you might note or you might remember that in fact we had a wick to the 300-week moving average. Okay, so we don't really talk about these moving averages in bull markets. They become a lot more useful in bear markets. In bull markets, the reason we don't talk about them is because we're just so far away from them for so long. What's the point of ever discussing them? But the reason we should talk about this is because this is pretty impressive move coming up for the 200-week moving average. As you can see, the valuation of the 200-week moving average is currently 9746.82. So we're essentially at $9,747. We should be crossing above $10,000 in the not so distant future. In addition to holding the 200-week moving average as support over here, we also held it as support here in the event of a major dump. We also held it as support here in the event of this dump, at least on sort of the daily close or the weekly closes. Yes, we had wicks below, but this is ultimately where we gathered ourselves and moved back up. So another reason we talk about this is because one of the things that people got in a lot of trouble in was always saying, this is going to be the last time we ever go to 10K or the last time to buy below 10K. People talked about this for years, and then we said on this channel that it would be somewhat poetic if the final time that you are able to buy Bitcoin below 10K is when it held the 20-week moving average as support. And the reason why it was somewhat poetic was because so many people were waiting for $9,600 so that the CME gap could fill. We said it does not need to fill. I don't think it's worth betting the family farm that we're going to go back down to $9,600 when you can pick it up for 10K. We were actually able to pick it up for around $9,800 or so on some of these wicks. And we were accumulating aggressively, like on the channel back then. It was like, this is the time to focus on Bitcoin. We're testing the 20-week because no matter whether Bitcoin goes up, down, or sideways, at the 20-week, it's more than likely going to outperform most of the rest of the market in the short term, and it did. So in a bull market, we discuss the bull market support band more so because we tend to test it as support. We haven't even tested the bull market support band as support since October, so it's been a long time. I don't imagine the 200-week moving average or the 300-week moving average are going to be relevant anytime soon. But what the interesting thing is how quickly it is starting to move back up. You can see the slope has started moving up fairly quickly, and it's probably going to curve up even more. But even if it just went up like this for a few months or so, we might start to see it really move up 11,000, 12,000, 13,000 in a few months' time. And the reason why this is important is because whenever we do enter the next bear market where we trend down for an extended period of time, this is where we would probably look to hold support. So noting that it's just continuing to move up, whenever we do have a correction, that is what we would want to hold as support, or at least that has historically been what we've held as support in a bull market, noting that we actually did have a wick to the 300-week moving average back in March. So we'll probably do another video when we actually do break 10K, but I did think it was important to alert people to the fact that this is pretty impressive that we are about to break 10K on the 200-week moving average, especially because we spent years trying to break 10K. If you think about it, Bitcoin hit 10K in 2017, in 2018, in 2019, and in 2020. And we kept hitting it. So we hit it in 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. And so far, 2021 is the first year where we have not seen 10K. I imagine there will be future milestones that we hit for several years in a row, and then we'll discuss the implications of trying to say, okay, well, this is the last time you're going to be able to buy below this level, when really no one really knows what's going to happen in the short term. But we'll keep an eye on this. We'll keep an eye on the 100 or the 200-week moving average and see how it should be passing it in the not so distant future in the next 1 to 2 weeks or so. If you guys like the content, remember to subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. We also have the premium list sale. Make sure you guys check it out before the prices go up. We're going to end that in about 8 or 9 days. Check that out, lock in the lower rate. You get access to the weekly reports and videos, the Telegram alerts channel, the trading view indicators, the Telegram chat room, the risk dashboard, and more. Make sure you guys check it out. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see. We'll continue to keep a close eye, a sort of close eye on the 200-week moving average. Obviously, it's not too concerning when we're in a bull market, and primarily we want to even look at the 20-week moving average. And you could argue that hasn't even been that important for the last 5 months. Arguably, the more important ones have been the 20-day moving average, where we try to hold as much as we can, and when we break through that, the 50-day moving average. So those have actually been the ones so far this bull market that have been telling the story. Okay, so make sure you subscribe. Let's go for 200,000 subscribers. I know we have a ways to go, but hopefully we'll get there soon. Give the video a thumbs up. Turn on alerts by clicking the bell icon. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.